In this video, I'm going to show you how to modify the ECHS discipline agreement and orientation surveys so that you can adjust them for your specific school needs and school policies. So we're back at my home page, and I have already copied these from the GSPOC library over to my personal library. A quick recap on how to do that. If I'm in here in the libraries, make sure you click on GSPOC. Remember never to modify anything in the GSPOC library. All you're going to do is copy these two right here, discipline agreement orientation. Copy the survey just like you're used to over to your library, right? And then orientation here, the same deal. So because I've already done that, I'm going to pop over to my library here. And I'm going to look at my training one. You're going to be in registration or wherever you're keeping your materials. I'm here in my training one. And I want to go in here and I want to modify this one. So just like usual, click on Edit. Remember that you are within your library, not the GSPOC group one, your library. And a reason why you might want to edit one of these is maybe a policy changes afterward, probably not. But the big one is going to be maybe you don't work with Tarrant County College. Or maybe you're at if you're at Wesleyan, maybe some of these are called something different. And so go in here and you can just click like I just did and edit here. It makes more sense to use what's called a rich content editor here at the top. If you click on that, it's going to show you the formatting a little bit more cleanly. And maybe you want to change it to Texas Wesleyan. Up to you. Once you've done that, once you've made that modification, make sure you publish it if that's an option for you to publish, right? Ignore all that. But remember, I should have done this before I published it, you make an adjustment in English, you got to make that adjustment in Spanish. Here on the left-hand side, fourth one down, survey options. Your survey options, when you are editing a survey in your library, the only option is going to be translation. And so just read over it because it's been translated before, but it's not necessarily going to see all the changes you made. And so here I've got to make that adjustment. And I can do my rich content editor here. Click off. Okay, it's even telling me, hey, you've done this. It won't be reflected until you publish. I can look at my preview. Okay, we're good. You can double check it yourself. And you can hit publish here. You can go back to your survey and hit publish as you wish. But that's the quick way of how you can modify that survey. Just for the sake of doing it, let's look at how to modify the other one. I'm going to go back to my training library. Yours will be in registration, of course. It's that orientation one. This is a bit more complicated, but not too much. I'm going to edit again, as I usually do. And these are a different kind of question type than you're used to. So if you click on the question, it'll tell you it's a matrix table. And I'm kind of not using a matrix table the way it's supposed to be done. This is the one where it's like, please rank your confidence of being able to change your own oil from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest, right? So I'm using this as sort of a cheat, but that's because we really don't need data from this per se. This is more presenting this to the end user. And I broke mine up into 3 different sections. So again, ways you might want to adjust this, maybe you have an on-site ECHS. Maybe you want to remove the school with which you're not affiliated. Maybe your calendar is not different. Maybe you do have these. So let's look at how to change this. We can just click into each one of the answers and type or remove. We can click the drop down and hit remove statement. So maybe you're at a mainstream high school that has an ECH on campus. Click remove statement. Maybe you want to add something. And the way we do that is we can click over here, number of statements, and hit one more. and then type it. Students must earn a 4.37 GPA or higher by the end of 9th grade. Yeah, right. If you want to add a whole section, click on the plus sign, and again, we're doing matrix table. For this kind, maybe you want to do multiple choice. Do you understand, blah, blah, blah. But matrix table is what I used. If you want to make life easier on yourself, you can also just duplicate this question by copying it and then modifying it. It's going to maintain that same formatting for you. Remember, whatever you do here has to be adjusted in Spanish as well. So I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side like I did with the other one, survey options. And then just go through and make sure you made those correct changes. Nope, see? It's yelling at me. Yes, I want Google Translate. Double check that. Obviously, I'm not proofreading today. And we added Tarrant County Code. We moved that, so we're going to go through and change that as well. Make our little adjustments. Whatever needs to be done. I can go back to edit my survey if I see changes I need to make on the left-hand side, or I can publish. I'm going to publish. Remember that these two are not standalone surveys. These have to be put with the flow of your other one. And so I'll open up my registration one that I built, and I'll show you how that looks in practice. For me, I have it, and remember it has to be between O1 and XX. So I've got them in here in this order. Either order doesn't matter as long as O1 is first, XX is last. It's going to collect all of that data when your end user submits the form.